Here with Manny from MVP Exotic Car and Yacht Rentals. Cuidado, y el tipo says it's 50% off to the LBGT community. Isn't that right?
That's correct.
Bingo!
Colors are beautiful, bro.
Nice, nice.
I have a military background. Then I served as a police officer protecting the community, chasing down threats. But beyond the badges in the battlefield, I've always felt something deeper, a connection to the wild. Now I spend my time in the outdoors fishing calm waters, hunting in daylight, tracking through the night, and diving deep to catch lobsters beneath the surface. This is not just something I do. This is my world. And if you're ready to experience the wild with me, don't forget to like this video, leave a comment, and subscribe.
Oye, pues you heard it here first, peeps. In a Guajiro podcast session con my boy Manny. Manny, que bolón. Talk to my viewers.
Well, my name is Manny. 38 years old. Guajiro, amigo mío.
Woof, de Cuba, bro. We go way back from the block.
Grade school.
De campo, we were picking up cafecito ahí en Pinar del Río, La Palma.
Absolutely.
Where's your parents from?
Cuba.
In Cuba, but where?
My dad is de La Habana, and my mom's from Oriente.
You know, it's funny. It came to me today, so you must know, and I guarantee your parents know. Los Vampiros de La Habana. You ever heard of that cartoon?
Never in my life.
So it's like a real famous cartoon from Cuba. And I was thinking of changing my name to El Guajiro de La Habana. Just because it sounds a little close to that. I have nothing to do with La Habana, but La Pequeña Habana, maybe.
Right. Have you been back or no?
Huh?
You went back? Have you gone back?
So last time I used to go twice a month. I was born here. Look, my parents took me for 2 months every year in Cuba. But it would be one of those where they would go y pasear. I would stay loose in el pueblo, steal people's horses, go to the waterfalls. Oh, I love El Campo, right? But it's just a much better upbringing. I even have Laguna Cubano, bro.
That big ass crater.
When you go to Iraq and the Marines, they give it to you. But I tell people all the time, yeah, I'm from Cuba, bro.
Yeah.
But La Habana, was he from El Campo, La Habana, or the city?
He was city. My dad was a city boy. Not so much campo. You know, it's funny. My dad's grandfather had a ranch, and Hemingway used to come to his ranch.
Shut up.
To shoot 12 gauge and shoot paloma and all that shit. So he would tell me the stories, and it's it's pretty interesting.
Yeah, and he was probably from the Batista era.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah. My dad was a police officer against Fidel at that time period. Wow. What did he serve in, police or military? Because I know a lot of people stay in that.
He was big in judo. He was with the
Muerto Hambre for sure in Cuba.
Yeah, he loved judo, and he was with one of the first senseis. It was Takahama, which was one of the first senseis in Cuba that brought judo to Cuba.
You know,
in the 50s.
I like judo as a sport for shooters. Teaches discipline and mental stability under chaos.
Yep, 100%.
So I love that sport when it comes to people wanting to get into special op units or they want to get into tactical shooting.
Starts with the mind. Yeah.
It all starts with the mind. I just saw a video. Did you get to see it? I think it was here in Metro Dade. A guy went into a gym with an AR. He shot at somebody in there.
That was in Vegas.
Was it Vegas? I saw it said, oh, Metro. Yeah.
That was Vegas.
It said Metro PD.
That was Vegas.
Wow, well, that cop waited patiently.
Yeah, behind that pillar.
As soon as that person popped out, and he was able to identify his target and beyond because there was nobody in the backdrop. He didn't have to scream, "Hey, people!"
Correct.
Pop.
Yeah,
he did a good job. He didn't overshoot. He didn't over some officers.
Yeah, because by that time he was already in the parking lot, so you don't know your backstop. And
correct. He had a good angle on him, and he stopped. The moment he felt it was no longer safe to continue shooting, and that's something you got to train outside of the shooting range.
Yeah, it's dynamic. That's your heart rate, everything. It's you're not expecting someone to shoot back at you. Targets don't shoot back.
And then by the time they do that OODA loop cycle, and then they go back to their actual muscle memory and training.
Yeah.
Okay, I know you spend a lot of time at the range.
Yeah.
with rapid fire tactics.
Rapid fire. Shout out to Rob. Simon, baseline. Shooter 305 with Pedro. You know.
Yeah.
So you never stop learning in this. You know. Next month I have a CQB class with Damien from one of the goats. Yeah. Team, yes, SEAL team. I think it was 6. I think it was Delta team or.
Oh, the good times.
Guys. Yeah.
Those are good times. Back in the days.
So,
now it's gonna get to a point where they might give cameras to special ops and infantry units. I'm telling you, it's gonna get that pathetic.
Right.
How does your wife handle
all the guns?
All the times going out to do training and then, because some women will be some toxicas. I'll be like, where the fuck you think you're going? GPS or location in the middle of nowhere in Homestead or whatever. Yeah, what the fuck is this guy?
So my wife and my kids know that one of my only hobbies is, guns and going out to the range with the boys and grabbing a cigar and doing, man stuff, So I don't have other hobbies. I'm not an alcoholic. Yeah. So I try to stick within, my realm and deal with my kind of like-minded people.
It's an expensive hobby.
Yeah, it's beyond expensive.
A lot of people go clubbing. How much is a bottle?
Oh, no. In Miami, no. Forget
How much
it.
is a bottle? That's a Glock right there.
Yeah.
That one weekend, that one Saturday, you said no to blue. Martini, you saved up enough for a Glock.
In some of these clubs, you got minimums of $3,000-$4,000. So you're spending $3,000-$4,000 to feel like shit the next day.
And then you eat
regret.
food. You probably end up at Denny's. At least in my generation, Denny's,
Club
I ain't
sandwich.
cool where. Yeah. No, I used to tear it up, bro. I like
my God,
pancakes
bro.
and all that nasty, greasy
And
shit.
then dash, right?
What?
I dashed once.
No, I never did iDash. Where was iDash, bro?
No, you just one person gets up
Oh,
from the table.
no. My parents, listen, bro. I was a good kid.
No, but I wasn't gonna let me with the bill.
I was a good kid. If a lot of my friends, believe it or not, back in school, I would pay. I took it like a champ. And then there was even a friend of mine. If he sees the video, Kenny, I love you, but it's facts. I got hired when I was in the police academy. My boy did it. And I'm talking about good homie. But we still would go out. We still party. I got this. He got hired by a police department later on. Haven't seen the guy. Disappeared.
Wow.
Never invited me out to eat or drinks or nothing. And it's okay, though. I did it out of my heart. Spent good time with my friend.
100%. Yeah.
It is what it is, bro.
Yeah. You move on. But
I enjoyed my life at that time with your friends, because you can't, if you start living life about every penny and somebody's grateful, you are more.
You can't take it with you. You can't take it with you.
Yeah.
You don't know when, there's a quote that I always think about, that every year you pass by your day of death. You don't know what your day of death is, and you got to live your life to the fullest. That's live with love, with
that's why the family is so important.
Yeah,
you have your little kids that they're going to be your legacy.
100%. That's you're like my dad, what he instilled in me with the hunting and fishing and guns and this, it carries on. And in your teens, you don't really feel it. But when you get older, it starts to come out. They're like, wow, I'm becoming my father.
You know when that happens? How old are your kids?
5 and 6.
5 and 6? Still young.
Yeah.
It's once you put them in positions to start struggling and figuring things out for themselves so they can learn who they are.
Correct.
Because I feel at the end of the day, we're a computer. The more you fail, the more data you're putting into your database.
Correct.
Like, I've been going at this. You see this room, you see all this podcast shit. It's been like 9 months of me banging my head on the concrete wall against what everybody tells me to do.
To a beautiful finished product.
And it's still not done.
Finished.
And instead of me keep telling me, no, it's not perfect. No, it's not perfect. Yo, fuck it. Let me start learning. Let me start putting the failures in my database. And,
100%.
I don't think it's a failure because I'm spending time with a friend. We're making a podcast, trying to relate with people, because I want to touch the Latino consumers when it comes to firearms or for hunting, for fishing. And there's a lot of veterans out there that maybe I can help them find a therapeutic manner to combat PTSD, their supreme anxiety.
A lot of struggling veterans. I've shot with.
And you don't have to be a veteran to have really bad PTSD.
No.
I've known civilians that just.
Yeah.
So.
That's another thing. I mean, mental health in this day and age, starting with the youth, it's bad, man. It's not what it used to be. Me growing up at 15, 16, like, for example.
So many things. Autism is at an all-time high.
All the plastics in our water, all the, and it's back in the day, I remember middle school. You know, you got into fights. I got into fights. Hey, the park.
Yeah.
You run it. Ends up being that person that you fight with, whether you won or you lost, becomes your best friend later on in life.
Yeah.
Now,
Listen.
you get into a fist fight now. it's
Listen,
over.
I've had people do dirt. I'm about dirt that I won't go into it. With attorneys, with trying to put my job at jeopardy, my family in jeopardy.
Yeah.
Still shake the motherfucker's hand today. My enemy will never know he's my motherfucking enemy. I play it stupid to the end. Because you know what? Hatred, you don't accept it, it doesn't
Doesn't
taint
sit right.
your heart.
Right. Correct.
That's your problem.
Correct.
I'm happy. I love my wife. I love my kids. Ride or die for them, for my friends. Listen, I meet people on social media, just like I met you through me doing my social media shit. I've met people through there, but it's only been possible because I'm 100% off the get. I give you my heart 100% that I can call best friends. And as weird as that fucking sounds, yo, you met them through doing social media shit? Great people. I give you 100% of my heart till you fuck it up. Pablo, born and raised Little Havana, you know, the Marines, the police department, you know, all this. Yeah, I could pick up on La Mada pretty decently. You know, soy bobo.
Right.
But eventually people show their true colors.
100%.
And usually within one drink.
100%. 100%.
So,
And I mean, the good people are fading away, you know?
Yeah.
A lot of the old school, good, wholehearted, I'll ride or die, I'll take my shirt off my back for you. Those kind of people, those kind of friends, it's, you know, they're withering away. And it's sad. It's sad because culture has brought us up to be a kind of person where all we look is what they got, you know, what can I use it for? You
Listen,
know?
I'm not big into wearing watches. I'll spend fucking an arm and a mortgage on guns, you know.
Yeah.
But I do it in a strategic manner where technically I got my money there or then some.
Correct. Something you can always sell.
You know, a lot of these, they're
asset.
World War II classics or
100%.
old Colts, you know, whatever. They have a sentimental value, Nazi war era. I have a little bit about all eras.
Something that tells a story. Like, see, guns for me, growing up with my dad, I felt, you know, I remember, you know, the hop sport cleaner, that smell.
Yeah.
I love that smell. I don't know about gun
Not me,
fanatics.
bro. Makes me want to take a shit.
Yeah, I love that smell. I don't know. I just grew up with that.
Now there's a company called Breakthrough, and at least it doesn't smell bad.
yeah. Or CLP.
Yeah, or,
But, you know, grabbing, let's say, an M1 Garand with in Spanish, it's called dayas, where they would put all their kills, confirmed kills on the wood.
I do that on the 22 we shot.
Oh, you put
we'll shoot. Yeah, all the rats that I kill with it.
all the hits. Yeah,
I got to do on the opposite side. I want to do the iguanas. So I saved the iguanas in this neighborhood for my daughter to kill them. That's how I have her practicing her.
That's good. That's good.
Your kids,
My kids,
have you ever shown them how to manipulate a firearm?
Yes.
To each his own. I would never.
100%. My daughter, she's, you know.
Correct. You let them.
But my son, he knows finger control. He knows muzzle awareness. I got him a little. That shirt. The
Iron
since
Ember?
Since Jump Street. That's my son with my nods on and his little rifle that I bought him. That's like a little. So he understands how to sling it. He understands how to, you know, even a little pie on a corner, he gets, you know, make sure your shoulders tucked in, you know. And I'm not one to teach anything.
Yeah.
But if I'm going to teach something, I'm going to teach it to my son.
Yeah.
You know, so that to me, like my dad, you always try to pass on traditions.
And education.
It's a new time, but it's the same tradition.
Yeah.
You know?
What I think happens is you take away the curiosity.
Yes.
Oh my God, I want to manipulate it. Oh my God, I want to manipulate it. And I'd rather you manipulate it in a safe, clear manner while I'm standing right there.
Correct.
You know?
Yeah.
How long you been with your wife?
12 years.
12 years, and you're into guns. Does she own any firearms?
No. And I've never I've taken her.
Bruh.
I've never taken her shooting. I've been wanting to take her shooting, but it's actually, did I take her shooting? I believe when we first met, I think I took her shooting. No, I didn't.
Dude,
No, it's been too long.
embarrassing. What do you carry as an everyday piece?
So, I depending on where I'm going, depending on, you know, my environment, you know, I try to be a gray man as possible. You know, I carry the Eberly Stock Flex. They just came out, super good bag. I carry Glock.
Right here. Put it right there. The drink. Bitch, don't ruin my goddamn couch. Just got him.
So
Yeah, we all know it's an everyday carry. It's supposed to be low.
probably,
Looks nice, man. Hey, can you go to camera number 1, Isa? So you can show it to the camera and demonstrate it just a little higher. Right there. You're good.
So, Glock 19 Koa that just came out with the aim point milled on, so you can, co-witness your regular doesn't have to be those ginormous suppressor height sights and regular TLR at 7x. Something you can put on target within 100 yards and do what you gotta do.
Don't forget the mic. People can't hear you.
Oh,
If
sorry.
you ain't talking to the mic,
My bad.
Blah 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 blah. I built that shit for him, people. He doesn't know nothing about nothing. Hey, go to Auto Isa. Hey, he was showing off his freaking top-notch Glock there.
With me,
I never even seen one of the aim point red dots
Yeah,
in person. I like it. I like that one.
The craziest thing is you can't buy that dot or that slide.
Yeah.
You have to buy the whole gun. So, I have other Glocks, and I just wanted something compact that would fit in a everyday fanny pack that I could just sling on my body.
For me, it's the SAS. The SAS, the P365 SAS is the one that I like to carry.
Got it. That's the comp one? With
yeah.
the comp?
At MVP, just to track back and forth,
Yeah.
I know you deal with a lot of expensive cars and the yachts.
Yeah.
Do they allow you to carry if you ever have to transport one of those expensive?
1,000%.
Okay.
No one.
Some businesses, you know how they are.
No. Listen, I'm not gonna get into too much detail, but we've been, shot at. We've been all that good stuff, and it's not worth any sort of money to do what I do and not be carrying and not be proficient.
Correct. That's why I asked. But some big companies, they're like, no. Listen, at the end of the day, some of these people over the car or whatever, they are capable of killing you for this.
Well, another thing that happens a lot is people rent these vehicles, right? They'll do some dumb shit in the vehicles, return them, and let's say it's a green Urus or a white Cullinan.
Something that stands out. They're like, it's that POS from earlier.
Correct. So then someone else will rent the vehicle, take it out, and then the people that they did the dirt to see it on I-95, and they just spray the car up for no reason. It's not it's a targeted, but they don't know who's in that car.
You're a target regardless when you're in one of those cars. There's still haters out there, and you're responsible. Here's the main reason I ask. You're responsible for your safety and the client's safety.
100%.
While you're dealing with the transaction of the car, and you have to protect that person.
Yep. And remember, you have a lot of times it's cash. A lot of times you're going to hotels that there's people watching just to see transactions and movement so they can follow. I try to stay away from the cars. That's why I've transitioned to the yachts, because of the nature of it.
You ever able to take them out fishing?
What's that?
Your boats?
See,
Oye, papi, Manny, ya tú sabes, tremendo fishing trip planeado.
We've taken it out to Bimini, but the problem with these boats is the teak and the blood. We're gonna let it dry on the teak, and then we have to replace.
But I'm sure some customers tell you, "Hey, I want the boat, but I want to fish." That's why I'm asking, because I'm sure it comes up.
One celebrity, I'm not gonna name who it is, but one celebrity rapper that wanted to take his son fishing, and he said, "The only way I'm gonna book this yacht, I'll pay you whatever money you need, is that I can take my son fishing. You guys find him a fishing rod." We went to the store, found him the fishing rod, found him floaty, found little bait. We put towels on the floor, made it happen for him.
Not sure where it was you bought it, but we're gonna say Capitan. Shout out to it, Capitan.
Actually, it was a Capitan.
All right, nice.
Right on 27th.
The one on
right
27th. Shout out to it, Capitan. There you go. You're the go-to spot.
Yep.
For fishing needs.
Yep. And yeah, man. So I transitioned. The yachts are a lot easier, a lot smoother. Remember, you can't play dumb shit on the water.
I know.
Coast Guard and Miami-Dade, and
I tell people all the time, it's arrestable offense. The whole fishing and eating crap on the boat.
Trying to take the helm, trying to say you're not gonna comply or whatever. It's a problem. It's a problem.
It is. And with MVP, I figure you have your hands full with marketing and dealing with clients, and those type of clients usually they bother you.
Yeah.
How do you make time to run your Iron and Ember?
So the shirt
company.
Yeah. So it's an idea that came up with overnight, and it's Iron is obviously the guns. Ember is cigars. I love to smoke cigars, and I was like, let me just start something that I like, because I did this because I like it. I wanted to put my son on a shirt and wear it. And
Very tactical type T-shirt. Like I wear it to go around.
Correct.
I wore it to a cowboy saloon.
Correct.
Shout out to PBR, Dolphin Mall. You know, I wear it out and about.
Yep. And
It's a shirt you could wear to hang out or to even go out.
correct. And it just became something bigger than me because people started that I don't even know. I'm sending a couple shirts out now to Australia to one of the SIS guys that really wanted for his team. So they bought shirts, and it's it's cool to see other people be receptive to your stuff and tag you, and you don't even know who they are, and they're wearing your son.
They're helping and supporting the hustle,
They're
bro.
supporting.
That goes a long way.
100%. And I'm with that. I'm not trying to become other big brands out there. I'm just trying to do something humble, and people are being receptive. And so far, it's been over 400 shirts that I've sold, and I'm not trying to get rid. I'm trying
Iron and Ember with the E, people.
Yeah.
I know. I tried sending them emails with an A, Amber. Oh, my bad.
So.
Oh, yeah. So with the gun knowledge and stuff that you have,
Yeah.
right? And the world's been going to shit. I don't know if you're following. Iran is trying to create problems with us. China trying to invade Taiwan, and we're creating problems because we're trying to help Taiwan.
Yeah.
You have Russia pissed off at us because we're helping Ukraine and stuff. And let's say Trump calls you right now. Oh, yeah, you've been drafted. You're going into the military, but I'm going to let you select what branch you go into. Curveball. Where do you go?
Either Navy or Marines.
Pick one. One right now.
Navy.
Navy. What's your MOS? What would your job title be? What do you see yourself doing that you could see yourself fitting in?
It starts with purpose, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where I'm fitting in because of purpose. It's not because of, esoteric or whatever. It's purpose.
What do you think you're good at? That's why. What do you think you would be an asset to this government if you were in that MOS?
I mean, trying to take down bad guys and,
Infantry, machine gunner,
infantry.
like ground troops.
Any sort of infantry.
Do you have any friends or family that would probably join with you because you got called up?
No.
You know how rare that is, bro, and I brag about it.
Yeah.
My boys, we all signed up. We said, "You're going, I'm going. Hey, I'm going too. I'm going too. I'm going too."
I was going to go to the Coast Guard, and
that's Department of the Homeland Security. Get the fuck out of here.
and then I was going to do
shout out to the Coast team.
NCBP, and it's like I went down those paths, and things happened, and I couldn't do it. But I respect every single branch of public servants. And
what rifle from the ones you have would you take? And I saw you brought two. You couldn't make up your mind with one. Which one of those would be your Dale, this is the one I'm taking?
It probably wouldn't be these two.
No?
No, it'll probably be 13.7 Cobalt, Surefire Suppressor, EOTech, Magnifier,
And caliber is?
5.56.
Now
Wild.
it's 6.8 by...
SPC, though.
No. The new one. Slightly bigger.
Isn't it the 8.6 Blackout or something like that?
I don't know if it's that. No, it's called 6.8. And it's just a few numbers over the SPC.
Got it.
And it is the new military issued bullet. Babo. Ronca la pinga.
That's a SIG, that MCX
Correct.
platforms. Yeah.
I made my favorite hog hunting, deer hunting. I don't care what it is. It's the 6.8 SCPC. I have it there. It's an LWRC rifle. It's a little heavy. But, bro, it's that when you open up the animals and you see the wound cavity live, that bullet is...
Yeah.
Telling you. And they perfected it to where it now armor piercing, because now cars aren't built like they were before.
Got it.
And people's armor plates aren't no plates. They were just flak jackets back in the days. And then they had
dragon
wasabi.
skin, right? Back in the day.
So this will fuck you up.
Got it.
There's a few videos out there. A few people got videos on it. Babo, the U.S. government really stepped their game up.
Up their game. And going back to that question that you said to serve, would I serve respectfully to everybody in the military? I personally would not serve because of our current ethic in the government and where it's going to. It's technically...
Sometimes, though, you got to bite the bullet and take one for the team. Why? Because I'd rather keep the war over there
I understand
than
that.
here where my family
I
is.
understand that.
So for the idealism of what the United States of America truly stands for, to evolve. I understand, Papo, every country, everything goes up and down. One day we're going to get the wrong presidents and we're going to get the wrong something and we're going to end up being another piece of shit country. And it's always a possibility. Look at Rome, look at all these great countries in history that all rise and all fall.
Yep.
All right? Greed consumes everybody. But if we can stick together as Americans, Papa, you think I give a shit about the people in California and their liberal ways and their, oh my God, guns? Papa, but I'd take a bullet for them. Biden, Papa, I used to do protection details when I was an RDF for Obama. You think nah, but I'll take a bullet for him because nobody comes and assassinates the president of the United States of America. Nobody puts the U.S. in a bad light.
Right.
I'm not willing to accept that. And that's how us, with the liberties that we have, that should be instilled in all of us. But some people come from another country, let me go to Plan Ocho and this and that, and they fuck it up because other people see, coño, he's doing good.
Yeah.
Let me get on that bandwagon.
Right.
Nah, I got my 100% PNT disability from the Marine Corps. I have my injuries. Listen, I fought in Iraq. I volunteered to go to Iraq. It wasn't like, oh, you got forced. No, I was supposed to go to Djibouti, and I said, no. Change me out for somebody to go to Iraq. Because at the end of the day, from the heart, I wanted to do that sacrifice.
Got it.
But on that note, people, let's see how good of a soldier Buddy over here would be as we make him shoot the shooter's gauntlet. Shame on you, you got time, you gotta fix it. Missed. Oye, el tipo más rollo que película. Qué malo es el tipo. I was impressed. I was very impressed. Isa, I'm gonna tell you right now, el tipo un cojonudo. Had he not had that mishap and that OODA loop cycle because, and it's okay, because you've never messed with that rifle till the moment I gave it to you.
Correct.
With
If
the
I
full
had it
mag.
for an hour or two, would have been.
So when you had that jam, you were like, man, I've been so consistent. What the fuck?
That last round, I was like, oh.
And then you had to even take it out and really play with it. And you're like, shit. And by the time I told you, no, keep going,
I was off my rhythm. Yeah.
you focused more on the time. And then it was time.
Yeah.
You did good. You kept a steady pace, which showed me you focused on the crosshairs versus the targets.
The target, correct.
Pero you had 14 hits. I congratulate you. Cheers. That was gay of you, by the way, to do that. Cheers. We've been drinking. What's this? Talk to me about Belvien Caribbean Casket 14 years.
So I drink this because it's cheaper than Blue Label, and it's.
I'm not a fan of Blue Label.
You don't like it?
Not a fan.
It's like water, but for example, it's aged in rum casks for 14 years.
Okay.
So it has that dark color.
I enjoyed it. Not gonna lie.
And super smooth, super flavorful, and it's cheaper than Blue Label.
Oye, ya tú sabes, my boy over here donated it to a Guajiro de La Habana show, so he can't take it back. Nope. Ya lo que se trae no se lleva, right?
100%.
Oye, shout out to these little jugueticos that you got. Show the camera real quick. Mira ahí, we did little show and tell, but my dick was bigger, so don't worry. Pon ahí camera number 1. Mira, vacilen aquí. Remember, they can't hear you, though, but just show it. Ahí en LMT, cógeme la pinga edition.
SBR, New Iris 3, 8.2. These are hard to get because they're made for, I forgot what government. They're an actual SBR, 2-stamp slut,
Yeah.
So.
What caliber?
5.56.
5.56, and the other SIG? Don't tell me 5.56 también, compadre.
300 blackout.
All right,
It's,
300 black.
Se me cae.
Nah.
No se me parte. And,
Tranquilo, what comes here stays here, so don't worry.
So 300 blackout, Dead Air Primal. You know, this sits next to my bed in a little thing, and this is what I have for home defense.
I would have put a Q on that one.
A
I probably would have put a
Q,
Trash Panda.
Trash Panda, yeah.
Because it's
super
lighter,
quiet.
and I feel like that the SIGs are very heavy. So
All these
to save the weight.
GPRS mount-
And EOTech is heavy as hell,
Yeah.
bulky as hell. I love the EOTech 512s.
Yeah.
That's my ride or die, a 512.
Yeah, with the long
Pero
battery.
these, nah, I'm not a fan.
Yeah,
I'd rather go with an endpoint, either the old school Patrol.
Patrol, yeah. You know, I got these setups with the GBRS Hydras because of night vision, since we do a lot of night vision classes.
I know, con Robertico. Dale.
That's my dog.
Oye, cheers. Thank you for coming on my show. Whatever you guys want to call it, people. We're just two friends hanging out. Thank you. Ya tu sabe. Next Monday, where is it? This camera, Isa, that camera. My computer girl is not on point today. She needs her coffee. Nah, love you. Oye, every Monday at 9 a.m., I'm going to try pumping out one of these podcast sessions. Thank you, Manny, for coming.
We just pumping out a cock. What?
Ya tu sabes. Yeah, no, it's not an OnlyFans subscription. But if you want to throw the money down there, tira para allá. Dale.